is a sound I love to hear. It's the sound of the Savior's robe as he walks into the room where people pray, where we hear praises, he hears faith. The sound I love to hear is the sound of the Savior's robe as he walks into the room where people pray, where we hear worship, he hears faith.
Hey, what's up?
Hey there, FOS family.
Hi, friends.
Hello there.
I'm really glad that you chose to spend your time with us today.
We are so glad you have decided to
Join us today.
I think it's going to be a great experience for you.
It's going to be an amazing day.
We're glad to be with you.
Welcome to FOS.
Hi, I'm Mike Arvin, the worship leader at FOS Community Church. We are so glad you have chosen to worship with us online today, and we would love to connect with you. After the service is over, please visit foschurch.com and complete a connect form. You will find that under the header, Start Here. You can also fill out that form on the FOS Community Church app, which is available on the App Store. Do want to let you know this comes with a no-hassle guarantee. At this point, we just want to make sure you are receiving our emails so you can learn more about FOS Church and more about how you can connect with us.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hope you're doing great. Listen, I want to talk to you for just a moment about Daily Hope. Daily Hope is exactly what it says, Daily Hope. It's just a shot of inspiration, of hope to get you through these days. The challenge with today is it's so daily. I asked folks on Daily Hope today what they believe is the best part about Daily Hope. So listen to them. This is Melissa Velasco. This is what she says. This Daily Hope is so great for me because I can hear a familiar voice during this time. I love to read the comments and hear how others are feeling and what they're doing. We can praise over those who are doing well and pray for those who are struggling. That's exactly what we do. We have community on Daily Hope. It's a chance for you to sound off, to be prayed for, to tell us how you're doing, whether you're doing great or not so great, to lift each other up. It's the community that you need during this season. So this, friends, is your chance to join us, to build some community, to find some hope and inspiration, and to build each other up and be built up when you need to be built up. So I hope to see you on Daily Hope on our Facebook page, 12:15 during the weekdays. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
Hey there, FOS family. It is so exciting to be on here with you this morning. I wanted to remind you about our online small group that is happening via Facebook and Zoom every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. You are welcome to join us. It's open to everyone. I don't want anybody sitting at home not connecting. This is an opportunity for you to connect and grow even amidst the crazy. So please join us. Just go onto our Facebook page. There is an event there that it will have all the details, the meeting ID and everything that you need to connect via Zoom. Join us at 8 and we'll be there. I'll let you in. And it's just an awesome way to just be real with a bunch of people in the midst of all of this. We look forward to seeing you on Wednesday nights.
Hi friends, I'm Laura. I'm the children's minister at FOS, and I just wanted to let you know what we have going on for families. If you've got a kiddo 5th grade and under and you are part of our Kids and Their Families email list, then you are getting an email every week with all the resources for you to do church at home. It has the video in there, the activities for the family, and everything. If you would like to be on that and you are not getting our emails, you can email me at laura@foschurch.com. The other thing we're doing is just sending out a fun video for kids each week onto our YouTube playlist called FOS Kids. You can find that under my name, Laura Cochran, on YouTube. Those videos have music, they have games to play, devotions, anything that'll kind of help keep your kids occupied for a little bit and help them connect to what's going on back at church. We love you all and we miss you all. Hope you'll tune in.
Hello there, Brandon here. Just wanted to let you know what's going on for our students right now in case you'd missed. Currently we have small groups happening most days of the week, but typically on Wednesdays and Sundays. There's groups for middle school guys and girls, high school guys and girls, various age groups and stuff. And so if you're interested in your student being involved in that, all you got to do is email me at brandon@foschurch.com, or you can call or text at 502-265-8665. Also, each week, usually on Sundays or Mondays, I upload a video to YouTube, a teaching video for our students to for them to get some good biblical teaching throughout the week if they want it, or for anybody for that matter. You can actually look that up on YouTube on my YouTube channel, which is Jedi Pastor B Rose. Jedi Pastor is one word, JEDIPASTOR. And then B-Rose, B-R-O-S-E. I also upload that to Facebook as well for people that can check it out on there. But that's what we've got going on. If you have any questions, if there's anything I can do for you guys, please don't hesitate to give me a call or a text.
If FOS is your home church, or God has laid it on your heart to give to support the ministries of FOS, I want to let you know of a few different ways that you can do that. Again, on our website, foschurch.com, there's an area where you can give. And also on the FOS Community Church app, on the bottom right of your screen is an area where you can give. Either way, both of these are secure. You can also mail in a check. We have a post office box, P.O. Box 333, Buckner, Kentucky, 40010. However you give, we always encourage you to seek God in your giving and be obedient to whatever it is He's calling you to do.
I can see the promised land, though there's pain within the plan. There is victory in the end. Your love is my battle cry.
When my fears like Jericho build their walls around
We're singing the truth that nothing is impossible with you. There's hope within the fight, in the wars that rage inside. The shadows feel the light. Your love is my battle cry, the anthem for all my life. Every giant will fall, the mountains will move, every chain of the past you've broken into. Over fear, over lies, we're singing the truth that nothing is impossible. Every giant will fall, the mountains will move, every chain of the past you've broken into. Over fear, over lies, we're singing the truth that nothing is impossible with you.
No greater name, no higher name, no stronger name than Jesus. You overcame, broke every chain, forever reign, King Jesus. No greater name, no higher name, no stronger name than Jesus. You overcame, broke every chain, forever reign, King Jesus.
Every giant will fall, the mountains will move, every chain of the past is broken into. Over fear, over lies, we're singing the truth that nothing is impossible. Every giant will fall, the mountains will move, every chain of the past you've broken into. Over fear, over lies, we're singing the truth that nothing is impossible with you.
Be strengthened in the Lord, and in the strength of his power. Stand firm, therefore, by fastening the belt of truth around your waist, by putting on the breastplate of righteousness, by taking up the shield of faith, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God. With every prayer and petition, pray at all times in the Spirit. And to this end be alert, with all perseverance and petitions for all the saints.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to Worship It, folks. I can't wait to dive into this sermon today on how we can fight our battles and win. Wouldn't it be great to step into the defining moments of your life when you need a big victory over a giant problem or challenge and know that you can win? If you've ever wanted to know how to fight your battles and win, I'm going to share some awesome news with you today. Maybe it's not a life and death battle on a real battlefield, but maybe it's a battle for the control of your mind, or a war to win over fear and anxiety. Or maybe you're facing a major career or financial challenge, or maybe the diagnosis was worse than you imagined. Maybe your spouse is about to walk out the door. We all have battles to fight and win, and we need to win. But sometimes we don't know how. Today, I want to help you win more of your battles, more of the time, by making one bodacious power move. Sometimes in our life, God intervenes and fights our battles for us, and we just stand back and watch him do his thing. I love those days. And then there are times when the Lord lets us fight the battle in front of us, seemingly on our own. But the reality is that we're never really all alone, that He is right there with us. Today, I want to focus on those times in our lives when God sends us into battle to see what He can do for us, even when it seems like we're out there all alone on the battlefield. So today, I want to share two stories with you today. One is about Mickey Mouse, the other about a shepherd who became a giant killer. I want to start with Mickey Mouse. He was born somewhere around 1924, 1925 in the imagination of a young animator named Walt Disney. Now, Walt's fame began to grow as that mouse began to be featured in a small cartoon about 7 minutes long. It was played in theaters alongside the main feature. It was a black and white cartoon with simple music put to it, and bringing together cartoons with music had never been done before. So Walt showed a brilliance. He had a strength for seeing things that other people couldn't see, and to believe that cartoons could carry more than just simple black and white and just simple music. He had a much bigger dream. So he was having pretty good success with Steamboat Willie and his young Mickey Mouse, but around 1934, the dream began to grow so strong in him that he wanted to unveil the dream to his team. So one evening, he gave 50 cents to his workers, his animators and his team. He sent them to grab dinner, and he asked them to meet him back in the theater at their workplace. That evening in that theater, Walt Disney took to the stage as a one-man troupe of actors, and he began to act out an ancient German folktale. He danced and he sang and he moved from dwarf to dwarf as he animated 7 dwarves, a magic mirror, a poison apple, a beautiful young Snow White. And that night he sold his team on an impossible dream. Now the critics said it could never be done and probably should never be done. Who had ever seen a full-length motion picture cartoon with music and dancing characters? And it had never been done before, and it was likely to fail. His critics called it Disney's folly. The team that night in that theater, when Walt is dancing around, had no idea that it would take them 2 million drawings to bring Snow White to life, or that they would have to build brand new technologies that had never been thought of before to bring the dream to life. Nor did they know that it would cost them nearly everything, that Mickey Mouse would be mortgaged to the hilt. Everything was on the line. The battlefield for Walt and his team was the Carthage Circle Theater in downtown LA. The night, December 21st, 1937. And Walt was nervous. Everything was on the line. Mickey was mortgaged to the hilt. So that night when he took to the red carpet, he looked like a nervous new dwarf. His thoughts were somber. His heart was racing. He just didn't know. They had spent 3 long years preparing behind the scenes. The question was, could 7 animated singing dwarfs and a sleeping Snow White capture the hearts of the audience? And in just an hour or so, the verdict would be in. Walt watched the audience that night as they watched Snow White and the 7 dwarves hit the screen. And as those dwarves began to sing and they began to dance and Snow White fell asleep and the prince shows up, he watched the audience fall in love with those characters. He watched them embrace them as if they were human. His dream was coming true. And that night, Disney, as you know it, was born. The Disney Enterprise, theme parks, tremendous movies like The Little Mermaid and Frozen, The Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, where there's all these characters that we know and love and these songs that we love to sing. And parents, it's probably for you like it's been for me, that you've likely watched some Disney movies way more times than you would have wanted to. Yep, and once upon a time, The Little Mermaid lived at our house too. So I'm wondering, what's your favorite Disney movie? And who are some of your favorite Disney characters? I want to give you a little time to talk about that at your house, maybe just a few seconds here while I'm going to eat some Mickey Mouse waffles. Leslie Miller Rushing posted these on Facebook the other day and asked for some of these cool Mickey Mouse waffles, and I thought it might be cool to have one of those while I'm waiting for you to share about your favorite Disney movie. Well, go ahead. Tell them which ones you like the best. Who are your favorite characters? Maybe sing the song. Maybe sing the Seven Dwarfs song. You know, the High Hope? Can't sing it right now because I'm eating the waffle. Pretty good, Leslie. I should have had syrup, but anyway, I bite the other off too. That's what Mickey looks like with no ears. Just saying. Anyway. Good stuff. Thank you, Leslie. So, here's what made Snow White. Gotta get this down. This is what made Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs work. Walt Disney had the courage, the bodaciousness to bet the farm on Snow White. Perhaps it's really true that when you wish upon a star, your dreams really can come true. Walt Disney did one big thing that you can do too, to bring Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs to life. He fought his battle his way. He was bodacious enough to believe in his dream and to use his signature strengths and talents to bring it to life. Walt wasn't the best animator in Hollywood, but he was the best animator of animators in Hollywood. He was the best at bringing people together, selling them on a dream, and getting them to take action on that dream. And that led to Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. His signature strength was animating the animators. What's your signature strength? You see, bodaciousness has 4 key elements that I want to bring to life for you today. Number 1, you got to believe in your dream even when nobody else does. Number 2, you have to fight your battle your way. I call it strengths-based innovation, where you can use better technology and better ideas to win the day. Number 3, this is what Walt did, and you can too. Walt understood his history and built upon his past successes. The 4th part of bodacity. He worked hard in private to prepare for public victory. Now, if you're going to fight the battle to become and to do what God has planned for you to do, then you'll have to fight your battle your way as well. No matter what others may say, no matter what the critics may think or do, you're going to have to get over it and move on anyway. And if you will, one day, those critics will buy tickets to your movie. The second story today is one that you're very familiar with. It's one of the most beloved Bible stories of all time. It's the story of David and Goliath. The Bible brings it to life for us in 1 Samuel 17. I'm not going to go all the way through the story because you know it. You know that there's a shepherd named David who winds up in the battlefield with Goliath, a much larger competitor. And although the odds are stacked against David, he slays Goliath on the battlefield that day. Now you know this story. But there's a part of the story you may not be aware of that I believe is the most pivotal part of the story. So I want to dive a little deeper into the story. Let's dig a little deeper into this and find out how David fought the signature battle of his lifetime and won when the odds were impossible for him to do so. You see, David's victory started long before that day on the battlefield. It started on a cold, starry night when a lion approached the sheep that he was tending. That evening, with no one watching, David took out that sling and he killed that lion. He proved faithful when no one was watching, doing a task that no one much cared about, a small job, an insignificant job. Yet he was faithful when no one was watching to do the right thing. So on one evening, he killed a lion. Another time, he killed a bear. So by the time he arrived at the battlefield with Goliath, he had practiced these skills over and over again. He had a history with God. He was ready to win that battle today. When he stepped onto the battlefield and the noonday sun to face off with Goliath, he had practiced this over and over again in private. He had walked with God and used his strengths, his signature ability with a slingshot, to defeat enemies before. So that day, before he went off to face Goliath, when Saul tried to outfit David with his armor, David tried it on, it didn't fit, he couldn't move. He knew that he had to break ranks with tradition. And if you're going to win your battles, you'll have to break ranks with tradition too. David took off Saul's armor. The pivotal verse in 1 Samuel 17, in my opinion, is 1 Samuel 17:39. When David takes off Saul's armor, he's bodacious enough to trust his history with God. He's bodacious enough to trust in his signature strengths. He's bodacious enough to step onto a battlefield that was normally reserved for hand-to-hand combat. And he innovated the battlefield that day based on his history with God, based on his work history, based on his signature strengths. And David innovated the battlefield that day. He took it from hand-to-hand combat, from a ground war to an air war. When he put those 5 smooth stones in his pouch, and he took one of those stones out and he put it in his sling, and he begins to swirl that slingshot around, he's changing the game. He's innovating. He's building around his strengths and his history. And he's bodacious. And that day, when that giant is speaking to him and threatening him, David looks right back at him and speaks right back to him and says the same thing right back to him. And friends, you better be ready to speak to your giant too. You better be really ready to speak back. So David has this history with God. He has these strengths. So he's totally bodacious when his time comes because he's been practicing in private. What about you? Are you practicing in private? Are you getting ready for the battles of your life? Are you practicing when no one's looking? Kobe Bryant did. You know that on evenings after a game when Kobe had missed some shots that he wasn't happy with, that he would stay at the arena till everyone was gone. He would come back out onto the floor and he would shoot that shot over and over and over and over again until it was grooved back into his mind so that he could shoot that shot and win the next night in public. You see, it's your private practice that precedes your public victory. That was true for David. It was true for Walt Disney, and it will be true for you too. So what are you doing with what you've been given these days? Are you doing your very best, or are you slacking off? Right now, in the middle of this coronavirus, are you doing the best you can to prepare for a brand new kind of future? You see, before David stepped onto the battlefield with Goliath, when he took off Saul's armor, David knew that he had to break ranks and defy tradition, and to defy the traditional battlefield scenario. He had to fight his battle his way in the strengths that God has given him. What are your signature strengths? What are you great at? Are you a great prayer? Are you a great Bible reader? Are you a person of faith? Do you have the ability to give or to create? What is your signature strength? God created you differently than anyone else. Don't try to fight in anybody else's armor. Fight in your own armor, your own way. And walk with God. How have you learned to walk with God in the day-to-day life you're living right now so that you can fight the daily battles and overcome them? To fight your battles and win, you'll have to innovate and elevate your battle plans and break ranks with the establishment. Take off Saul's armor and his history and lean into your you-iness. Yeah, you-iness. Be more like you were supposed to be, how you are created. Fight in the strengths that God has given you and the way he's called you to. Remember how he's delivered you in the past. Develop a history of trusting God. And don't compare yourself with anyone else, because comparison kills your calling. If David had compared himself to Saul that day and tried to fight that battle Saul's way in Saul's armor, he would have been killed. And you will too. You can't fight your battle somebody else's way. You can't fight your battle in somebody else's armor. So don't let comparison kill your calling. Comparison stops you from being you. But friends, if you're going to win, you got to be you. In addition to stripping down Saul's armor and fighting in a new way, The most important part of David's victory was that he had a relationship with God. He didn't step onto the battlefield alone. He stepped on in a relationship with God. So let me ask you, do you have a relationship with God? Do you trust him? Do you fight your battles with him at your side and with the Holy Spirit animating you from within? Or are you out there doing it all by yourself? Friends, you can't win alone. You need God. I'm asking you today to invite Jesus to bring you into a right relationship with God. A simple prayer. Jesus, I trust you. I believe in you. I'm asking you to forgive me and to make me right with the Father. I want a relationship with you, God. Now teach me how to do that. I hope you'll pray a prayer like that today. If you did, reach out and let us know. Just fill out a Connect card online, and we'd be glad to reach out and talk with you and help you take your next steps, because it's going to take a relationship with God to win the battles you're supposed to win in your life. Now that you have a relationship with God, and for those of you who have had one for a while, you need to lean into that faith in God. Remember those moments. Practice daily faith walking with God. You see, it's your private relationship with God and your private practice that will precede your public victories. So how can you practice in private? How can you strengthen your faith? Let me share with you some ideas on how you can become more bodacious in private so that you'll be totally bodacious when your time comes to step onto the battlefield. First of all, work on your signature strengths every single day. Hit the gym when no one's watching. Walk with God, moment by moment. Pick up your Bible and read and pray every single day. And do what's right every single time you make a decision. Be impeccable. Never cheat, not even for a moment. Practice winning in the little things. Form the habit of winning in the little things, so that when it's time to win in the big things, you'll be ready. Live by faith by stretching out of your comfort zone and give more, serve more, and do more than you think you're ready to. That's how you build your faith muscles. The next thing, associate with other overcomers. One of the greatest things you can do in your life is to be a part of a church like this, where there's a team of overcomers who want to win. So it's good to be part of a church of overcomers. In addition to that, put the little much principle into practice for you today, and then you'll be ready to win. That is, be faithful with little when no one's watching, so you'll be ready to handle much when everyone's watching. You see, David's time came, and he was ready. Your time will come soon. Will you be ready? If you want to fight your big battles, and you want to win against the giant odds and the giant things that face you in life, then you begin by practicing now. You got to bust a signature move. You got to step out of your own way, strip off the old traditions, elevate your battle plan to be wrapped around your strengths and your history with God, knowing that you can fight your battle your way with God at your side, knowing that you've practiced this before in private, day after day, in the small things when nobody was watching, because you know that your private practice always comes before your public victory. Let me break bodaciousness down into a few chunks for you. This is what it takes. Be faithful in the little things every single day. Build a daily faith walk with God. Break ranks with tradition and fight your battle your way in your own armor. And last of all, talk smack to your giant. Don't just listen, talk back to it. You and God working together can slay any giant you face. So be bodacious and bold. Speak back to your giant. Practice faith daily. Do the little things well every single day. Private practice precedes public victory. Fight your battles your way in your own armor. And then, friends, you can be more bodacious than ever, and you will win more battles than you ever have before.
Stand against my family, or though there may be an enemy that is in me. The weight of sin is my disease, but Jesus bore the stripes for me. And though there may be suffering, greater is He that is in me. Greater is He, greater is He. The Lamb is overcome. Greater is He, greater is He. The victory is won. It's finished, it's done. God's only Son has conquered the enemy. Greater is He, greater is He that is in me. His blood was shed on Calvary, the price He paid to ransom me. And now the grave has lost its sting, 'cause greater is He that is in me. Greater is He, greater is He. The Lamb is overcome. Greater is He, greater is He. The victory is won. It's finished, it's done. God's only Son has conquered the enemy. Greater is He, greater is He that is in me. No longer defeated, for the power of Jesus has risen, has conquered, now living in me. No longer defeated, for the power of Jesus has risen, has conquered, now living in me. No longer defeated, for the power of Jesus has risen, has conquered, now living in me, now living in me. Greater is He, greater is He. The Lamb has overcome. Greater is He, greater is He. The victory is won. It's finished, it's done. God's only Son has conquered the enemy. Greater is He, greater is He that is in me. Greater is He, greater is He that is in me. Greater is He, greater is He that is in me. No longer defeated, for the power of Jesus has risen, has conquered, now living in me, now living in me.
Thanks so much for joining us today together online with Fos Community Church. We hope you've had a great day of worship. I want to remind you some ways that you can continue to connect with each other online. Monday through Friday at 12:15, you can join Jeff and some of us on Daily Hope. It's a great way to be encouraged throughout the weekdays. On Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock, Meredith has an open small group on our Facebook page that you can check out, and it's a great way to be encouraged and continue to study the Word of the Lord together. And then also for student ministry and children's ministry events, you can go to www.foschurch.com and find out all the information on that, or go to our app where you can also leave prayer requests, anything like that. We love you guys. We miss you a lot. We're praying for you. Have a great day. See ya.